Paul James here, and in this video, we're going to talk about off-page optimization and things that you can do to help boost your website up in the search results. Alright guys, so today we're going to break down the four-pronged approach at off-page optimization, and using these techniques you're going to be able to boost your website up in the search results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by drawing a square on the page here to illustrate my point. Now if you have a piece of paper and a pen handy, you might go ahead and draw this too, just so that you can see it better for reference. Left hand corner of our square we're going to have social. Top right I'm going to write the word crowd. Lower left I'm going to write the word links. And in the lower right, I'm going to write the letters NAP, which stands for name, address, phone number, or we refer to as NAP. The NAP is technically called a citation. You may have heard that before in the local marketing world. So what you're going to have here is you're going to have all of this stuff pointing to your website. So by links, I mean backlinks. CNN writes an article about you. They, at the end of the article, say, hey, go check out Paul's website, and they link back to my website. That's links. Name, address, phone number. So when another site, like a directory site like Angie's List, Yelp, has your name, address, and phone number listed on it, that's kind of like a link going back to your website for local marketing. And you also want to include NAP on your website as well. So you don't just want it on other sites, but you want it on your actual website too. Social. This not only has to do with links and the NAP coming from social pages, but just having them created in general. Crowd. What I mean by crowd is if someone goes to Google and you're trying to rank for dog sitting and they type in Google dog sitting Milwaukee and they come to the first page of Google and they scroll down, maybe they scroll to the second page, but they find your website and they click on it. That's an indicator to Google that you're solving that search for the person. Now typically when you do all of this other stuff, when you do the social, when you do the links, when you do the NAP, the crowd stuff happens kind of automatically. So this is kind of a byproduct of doing all of this stuff. So I tend to focus on doing all of this stuff and kind of let this happen naturally, the crowd part. So if you have a fan base or you have some sort of customer list built up for your business already, you could kind of manipulate this crowd part a little bit. You can also manipulate it by going to different crowd sourcing sites where you have people Google your site and then come and click on your link to kind of manipulate this a little bit if you want. But again, I normally don't focus on this too much. I let that be a byproduct of everything else that I'm doing. And this is what I would consider the four-pronged approach for off-page optimization. And we're going to try and cover all of these in a little bit more detail in each video that we create moving forward. But today, I want to focus particularly on the social aspect of this four-pronged approach and why it's important. I had a lot of questions coming in on the last video about it, and we're going to talk about that. So, because it's Black Friday, because it's been Thanksgiving yesterday, which by the way, I hope that you had a great Thanksgiving and Black Friday, I decided to shoot this video while I was on the go. So we're going to dive into a different segment of the video, and we're going to break down social in detail. Alright guys, so I'm off to get an oil change today. But while I was on the way, I had a few thoughts that I wanted to share with you as part of this video in the next part of the series. So, one of the thoughts was about social media, because when we're talking about off-page SEO, which is what this video is going to be about ultimately. Sorry if the camera's a little bit shaky. Hopefully I don't give you a seizure or something. But speaking of off-page SEO, one of the big points that comes to mind is I saw people asking about social media and like what really matters when it comes to social media. So what I think social media really does is it makes your company or the thing you're trying to rank, I guess you could say, depending on what it is, it makes it look very, very credible. When Google doesn't see social media sites created for your business or your client that you're working with, they think, is this really credible? Because let's face it, we're coming into 2017 now, and if you have a business, chances are pretty good that you've got social media profiles for it, right? Even if you're starting a new business. Like, that's one of the first things that you're probably going to do as a legitimate business owner. Like, let's say I'm going and I'm just starting a salon up, right? I mean, naturally, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start at least a Facebook page, but probably Instagram, probably Pinterest. So it only looks natural to have this stuff come up. And that's what Google expects, because that's what people do, right? That's what real people do, is they create these profiles when they start a business. So if you're out there and you're trying to rank, but you haven't gone out and done the most basic of things, like create social media profiles, you're already signaling to Google that you're not a legitimate business. Now, I've got a story that's gonna further illustrate this point. So, I launched a software as a service. It was a brand new company, a brand new software as a service company back last year. So as soon as I launched it, we launched it for a 7-day special pricing, okay? So for just 7 days, we let people come into the software at a very special discount. Now through that 7 days, we had a brand new payment processor, because this was a brand new software, brand new company, brand new payment processor. So everything was entirely new. And we used Stripe for this one. So you've probably heard of Stripe, big company, right? Now, throughout this 7-day period, we brought in $70,000 in sales, just about, throughout 7 days. I can remember one day specifically, I think we brought in like 30,000 in just one single day. Now, here's what happened. Stripe, all of a sudden, I log into my Stripe account one morning and I refresh it. I hit the refresh button. And Stripe holds my payments. They say they're not going to send me my payments because it was unusual for them to have all of this money coming in at once, right? So at this point, I'm like kind of in a panic. You know, I've got developers that I've invested a lot of money in to get this software out, marketing and all of this stuff, and now they're holding all of my money. So I reach out to Stripe, which very hard to get a hold of, by the way. They don't have phone support. They're not like most companies where you can just get on the phone with them. I think ended up having to get on their Twitter account and kind of publicly harass them in order to get them to email me back in a timely manner. But I ended up getting hold of them, and you want to know what they said? The reason why they held my payments? Because they couldn't find any social media profiles for this newly created company. Can you believe that? I mean, a merchant processor holding the validity of a company on whether or not they created social media profiles. I don't know. I think it's dumb. I think it's absolutely absurd and crazy. But I just wanted to kind of illustrate the power of what people really think. I don't know. I mean, Stripe, this big merchant processor who's processing millions and millions of dollars of payments, and this is the main thing that they're looking for as if your company is legitimate. So anyways, I created some social media profiles for this, and I think I ended up linking my website on my personal Twitter or something like that for the time being. And I said, no, hey, look, here's the profiles here. And they released some money. So it's been a good relationship with them since. But I hope that this illustrates the point of social media. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is really what people think. This is really what people consider like a legitimate company has these legitimate profiles. So I would say that that's part of what fits into the ecosystem of off-page SEO. And we're going to talk more about off-page SEO, but I really, really wanted you to think about that as we move in further into the video, into the series of the videos. So on another factor, not just creating social media accounts is powerful, but as we start to talk about citations and stuff like that in further videos, now when they see that on social media profiles as well, they're going to consider that as a backlink almost for a local, you know, when they see that citation on a social media site. So you can actually increase this even more by going out there and creating things like videos. So you could go on YouTube and you can actually put your citation in the description of your video, and that's going to boost you up as well. So not only is just having a YouTube account, having a Facebook account good, but when you put your citations on it and links back to your website on it, that's going to boost things up too. And also in YouTube videos, if you didn't know this, you can go into the description of the video. If you like hit edit, there's a spot inside of YouTube where you can geotag your location. So you can throw your location inside of that geolocation and geotag the video itself too. So it's a very powerful strategy, and it's one of the easiest strategies that if you're on a low budget or you're just starting off, that you can take advantage of right away. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you later.